10 years have passed since the Kaiju War. Giant monsters called Kaijus came through a breach in the Pacific Ocean. They were sent by aliens called precursors. Humans built giant robots called Jaegers to fight them. A hero named Stacker Pentecost closed the breach and ended the war by blowing up his Jaeger. After the war, the world is still recovering. Coastal cities were damaged. Some places have pollution from Kaiju blood. Not everyone is helping rebuild. Some people are taking advantage of the situation. Jake Pentecost is the son of war hero Stacker. Unlike his father, Jake is a thief who steals Jaeger parts. He throws parties in destroyed mansions. He sells stolen items for food and money. He was once a Jaeger pilot but quit. One day, Jake goes to steal a power core from a Jaeger junkyard. When he gets there, the part is already gone. His buyers are angry and chase him. Jake escapes by opening floodgates that trap his pursuers. He follows the signal from the stolen part to a warehouse. There he finds a small, homemade Jaeger. The thief is a teenage girl named Amara. She built her own mini Jaeger called Scrapper from spare parts. She stole the power core to finish her robot. Jake plans to sell her creation. Before he can, police sirens approach. They both jump into Scrapper to escape. A large Jaeger called November Ajax stops them. The pilot orders them to surrender immediately. Amara pretends to surrender but releases smoke bombs to hide. Scrapper transforms into a ball and rolls away. They hide in a building, but November Ajax finds them. Jake suggests a plan. He and Amara climb onto Ajax's arm and reach its head. They drop a battery, stunning it with electricity. They try to run while their own power drops quickly, but November Ajax recovers and stops them with electric wires. In jail, Jake meets his adopted sister Mako. She's disappointed in him. Mako reveals that Jake used to be a Jaeger pilot but quit and became a criminal instead. She offers him a choice: go to prison or become an instructor at the Jaeger Academy. Amara will join as a cadet. Jake reluctantly agrees. They arrive at a training base in China. Jake meets his former partner Nate Lambert, now a ranger. Nate is not happy to see Jake and mocks him for choosing crime over the military. Amara meets the other cadets but has trouble fitting in because of her criminal past. One cadet named Victoria is especially unfriendly to her. Amara sees the Jaegers at the facility. There's Titan Redeemer with its giant spinning weapon. There's Bracer Phoenix that needs 3 pilots. There's Saber Athena, the fastest Jaeger. Nate pilots Gypsy Avenger, which has a massive nuclear core. Amara does poorly in training simulations and can't connect well with other pilots. Her performance makes her look weak in front of her teammates. Lambert questions why she was chosen for the program. The training is hard because Jaegers need 2 pilots whose minds are connected. The owner of Xiao Industries, Liwan Xiao, comes to the base with scientist Dr. Newton Geisler. Dr. Herman Gottlieb is also there. Newton and Herman helped defeat the Kaijus in the previous war. Liwan and Newton present a new invention: remote-controlled Jaegers that don't need human pilots. Many people don't like this idea because it would make human pilots unnecessary. Mako is worried these drones could be hacked and cause harm. She plans to vote against them at a council meeting. She asks Jake to be her guard in the Gypsy Avenger Jaeger during the vote. At the council meeting in Sydney, Australia, protesters gather who are against the drone program. Gypsy Avenger stands guard with Jake and Nate piloting. The Jaeger is dropped from planes, and Jake struggles to keep balance since he hasn't piloted in years. Mako arrives in a helicopter. Suddenly, birds start flying away as if running from something. A rogue Jaeger called Obsidian Fury bursts from the ocean and attacks. It ignores civilians who run for their lives. It tries to shoot Mako's helicopter and fires missiles at Gypsy Avenger. Jake dodges, causing explosions on nearby buildings. A helipad on a skyscraper is knocked off and falls toward people below, but Gypsy catches it just in time, saving Liwan and other civilians. Mako notices something familiar about the enemy's power signature and tries to warn Jake, but Obsidian Fury jams all communications in the area. Gypsy throws the helipad at Obsidian Fury and charges to attack, but the enemy Jaeger is stronger. It knocks Gypsy into buildings and beats it badly. Obsidian Fury throws Gypsy around like a ragdoll and hits it with a powerful blast. Gypsy takes out a sword, but Obsidian Fury has 2 blades and slashes furiously. Gypsy struggles to avoid the attacks. The enemy misses one attack and slashes into a building. Gypsy gets a chance to hit the enemy with a rocket elbow, sending it flying backward. Obsidian Fury fires missiles again, causing huge explosions and hitting Mako's helicopter. Jake uses Gypsy's gravity weapon to levitate cars and throw them at Obsidian Fury, knocking it down. He tries desperately to save Mako's helicopter, but fails. It crashes and explodes. Jake shouts for Mako and runs toward the fire, refusing to believe she's dead. Obsidian Fury approaches to finish Gypsy, but other Jaegers are coming, so it escapes into the ocean. Jake mourns his sister's death. Her picture is placed on the Hall of Heroes. Before dying, Mako sent a message with GPS coordinates to a Jaeger factory in Siberia. Dr. Herman is able to recover this information despite the signal jamming. Jake decides to go there to avenge Mako and find who's behind the attack. Meanwhile, Shao Industries gets permission to deploy their drone Jaegers, especially after the battle at the council meeting. Li Wen tells Newton to prepare them for deployment within 2 days. The giant machines are being assembled in a massive factory. After work, Newton goes home and talks to his girlfriend, actually a kaiju brain he calls Alice. He connects his mind with it, suggesting he's been doing this for a long time. Gypsy Avenger arrives at the abandoned Jaeger facility in Siberia. They detect strange readings on their radar. Obsidian Fury attacks with missiles, destroying the facility. The two Jaegers fight, with Gypsy tackling Obsidian Fury off a mountain cliff. They crash through ice mountains and continue fighting. Obsidian Fury fires a powerful laser beam from its chest. Jake breaks the ice below to escape. When Obsidian Fury checks the hole, Gypsy fires a missile from underwater, knocking the enemy into the water too. Gypsy tackles Obsidian Fury to the surface and finally gains the upper hand. It uses its plasma cannon to knock Obsidian Fury back. The two Jaegers run at each other with swords. Gypsy dodges and cuts Obsidian Fury across the chest. It punches through the enemy's chest, removing its power core. Obsidian Fury falls to the ground. Gypsy opens Obsidian Fury's head and finds no pilot, only something like a kaiju brain. They take the remains back to headquarters. Dr. Herman confirms the brain is similar to kaiju brains but was engineered by humans, not aliens. It has no radiation from the other universe. After examining Obsidian Fury, they find technology similar to Shao Industries. Herman plans to ask Newton about it, while Jake warns their commanders. Amara discovers Shao technology inside Obsidian Fury while exploring with other cadets. One cadet gets hurt by kaiju acid, and Amara is expelled from the program for breaking rules. Jake comforts Amara, sharing how he was also expelled years ago for disobeying orders. He tells her not to let others define her life. She tells him about finding Shao technology in Obsidian Fury. Li Wen's drone Jaegers are brought to the base for defense. Suddenly, they malfunction. Kaiju organic matter bursts from their heads, turning them into kaiju hybrids that destroy everything. The monsters damage the base and try to destroy all Jaegers. Herman finds Newton at Shao Industries and tells him about the killer drones from their company. Herman thinks Li Wen planned this attack and asks Newton to help shut them down. They enter the control center, but Newton starts activating more drones instead of stopping them. Kaiju hybrids emerge from oceans worldwide, opening portals to the aliens' universe. Newton reveals his mind was infected by the precursors after connecting with the kaiju brain many times. He now wants to destroy humanity like the aliens tried 10 years ago. Li Wen arrives and shoots at Newton, making him run away. She tries to disable her drones, bypassing firewalls and rebooting systems. This destroys the kaiju brains inside the machines, making them fall to the ground. One kaiju is cut in half trying to come through a portal as it closes prematurely. However, 3 kaijus already made it through different portals: Hakuja, Shriekhorn, and Raijin. They analyze the monster's movement and discover they are all heading toward Mount Fuji in Japan. Herman believes the aliens want to use kaiju blood, which reacts with elements in Earth's core, to activate the volcanoes around the Pacific. This would release toxic gases into the atmosphere, terraforming Earth and destroying all life so the precursors could take over. With help from Li Wen and Shao Industries, they repair the Jaegers and prepare for battle. Since most pilots are gone, they put the cadets into the Jaegers. Rockets are attached to the Jaegers' backs to help them fly to Tokyo, using Herman's thruster technology. Meanwhile, the kaiju monsters arrive in Tokyo, destroying buildings as people hide underground. The Jaegers land in Tokyo and split up to fight the kaijus. Saber Athena attacks Hakuja with swords. Gypsy Avenger fights Raijin, but the kaiju absorbs energy from attacks and knocks Gypsy across the city. Bracer Phoenix tries to shoot at the kaijus but gets knocked into buildings. Hakuja tries to ambush Saber Athena, but Athena kicks the monster across the face. Guardian Bravo helps by using its electric whip on Hakuja. The Jaegers start winning the battle. Newton watches from afar. He releases more drones that crawl onto the kaijus. The drones fuse the 3 monsters into one massive mega kaiju that towers over all the Jaegers. It creates a shockwave that knocks all fighters away. Guardian Bravo tries to attack with its whip but gets thrown into buildings and destroyed completely. Saber Athena jumps in to attack but is cut to pieces by the monster's tail. Bracer Phoenix launches a giant mace at the mega kaiju, but the monster grabs the Jaeger and rips it apart. The cadets escape in pods before their Jaeger is destroyed. The mega kaiju continues toward Mount Fuji. Gypsy Avenger jumps out and slashes at the monster, knocking it down. Gypsy tries to hold off the kaiju by using its plasma cannon, but the monster attacks the Jaeger's head, injuring Lambert. Without a second pilot, Jake can't stop the enemy. Amara shows up and joins Jake as co-pilot. Li Wen appears as well, controlling Scrapper. She brings a rocket for Gypsy so they can stop the kaiju. The rocket ignites and drags the Jaeger across the city, eventually propelling it upward while Scrapper holds on. They reach high altitude before the rocket loses fuel, and the Jaeger begins to free fall. Gypsy throws the rocket away and charges toward the mega kaiju, planning to crash into it. Jake and Amara try to escape using ejection pods, but the system fails. Scrapper drills into Gypsy and offers them a way out, jumping away just in time. Gypsy crashes into the Mega Kaiju near Mount Fuji, creating a massive explosion that breaks them into pieces. The Mega Kaiju tries to get up one last time but dies as its lower body is completely destroyed. Jake and Amara survive thanks to Scrapper, and they celebrate saving the world. Later, Newton is captured in a secret facility. Jake visits him, planning to learn everything about the precursors. He wants to attack the aliens in their own universe and take the fight to the enemy.